Thanks for the introduction, Danielle. In this section, I'll be outlining some of the issues and changes in virtual teams work seen during the pandemic of 2022. When employees were first forced to work from home, everyone from all levels of seniority, from general staff members to upper management, were all in the dark as to how to communicate, to what extent, and what types of interactions were needed. Many managers and team leads were scrambling to fill their team's calendars with online check-ins, drop-ins, and updates to make up for the immediate interactions that they had lost. Similarly, virtual teams were faced with additional complexities as a result of members' varying time zones and cultural differences. Balancing out all of these factors became paramount for success, and with this being new territory for everyone, communication overcompensation became a norm. Numerous studies were launched into the changes that teams had faced that year. And for simplicity purposes, I'm using the data gathered by Microsoft in a global study of its employees titled, "How was your weekend?" As seen in the chart on the slide, the frequency of meetings on average increased by 51%. The frequency of team member notifications increased by 46%, with an overall dissatisfaction level of this communication reaching 51%. Given all the ramped up communication and paired with a general feeling of disconnect, burnout was a growing concern. Similarly, creative capital was also hampered by the distance, as traditional brainstorming sessions were no longer possible. Innovation is difficult for a remote team. And as there's a stripping away of the momentum and ambience that you experience when you're together with others. This also applied to the strictly social realm. So as time went on, teams became more acclimated to the new normal, formulating new solutions, new norms to help manage and navigate this unfamiliar territory when conducting business. For example, many teams turn toward asynchronous, minimally disruptive communication tools such as GroupMe or Slack to make up for the lack of spontaneity and balance out how often people were bombarded. Similarly, they found that tools such as online whiteboards that you see on Zoom, as an example, served as useful tools when generating ideas during meeting calls. In conjunction with these tools, short scheduled debriefs were just helpful overall to keep people up to speed, as well as orient, attention to what needs to be focused on and what tasks need to be divided. So the move to remote work, as I mentioned earlier, also eroded the individual feeling of belonging. So because fewer social interactions were possible, we had to be creative. So we started scheduling them. Virtual drinking parties, team lunches, virtual kickbacks. This created more opportunities for coworkers to learn more about one another than was otherwise possible. While on the one hand, you had the social world, the social interactions when you're in person, you have broken a barrier here because you have now invited people into your home. You're catching a glimpse into their personal lives, their belongings, where they are most comfortable in their natural habitat, so to speak. I now pass on the floor to my colleague Kenichi, who will be outlining virtual teams in the post-COVID world. Take it away.